So just welcoming people as you come into the virtual room. I'm going to do a little drumming here, but we just wanted to welcome you to the live stream, and grateful to have you all here. I'll do a little drumming, and then we'll go into some music. So just welcoming people
settle
as
in
you come
and
into the
enjoy some
virtual
rhythms.
room. I'm going to do a little drumming here, but we just wanted to welcome you to the live stream, and grateful to have you all here. I'll do a little drumming, and then we'll go into some music. So just welcoming people
settle
as
in
you come
and
into the
enjoy some
virtual
rhythms.
room. I'm going to do a little drumming here, but we just wanted to welcome you to the live stream, and grateful to have you all here. I'll do a little drumming, and then and we're getting a little bit of an echo that we're just working out before I start. Just if anybody heard that, that's what was happening. So once that has ironed out, we'll start. Hi, Roger, if you're watching, and Roger is away on vacation this week, so it's going to be Gerri, Carol, and myself doing music. Carol's also going to be our platform assistant today, so hopefully he is resting up and having a good time.
Say hi.
Yeah.
So again, good morning. To anyone just coming in, Roger is away this week on vacation, relaxing, hopefully, having fun. I think he's at the Finger Lakes, but okay, so that's confirmed. And welcome to the live stream. We are here every Sunday for anyone who hasn't been to it before. In the fall, the times might change. I don't know if we've established that yet. Okay. I believe for 11 o'clock? Okay. So after Labor Day, I assume.
Sunday after Labor Day.
The Sunday after Labor Day, we'll be doing that. So please make note of that. And if you come at 10, you'll just have to wait another hour, which is, at least you won't have missed it, which is the opposite of what happens in the summer. So we'll play a song to get you into the service. Teasing you. Here we go. It's not the things you do, it's not the things you have, how many skills I've acquired, how perfectly I've walked this path. It's not the things we say, the things that we have yet to do. Not my career or ambition, my follow-up or my follow-through. It's only right now. It's not who you know, though you may have been convinced so. It's not the company you keep, whether you work on Main or Wall Street. It's only right now. It's only right now. It's not the baggage we still claim, the points of view still maintain, or the unattractive more than just mistakes, the number of times that learned lesson takes. It's only right now. It's only It's only right now. It's only right now. It's not the way you look, your car clothes, the neighborhood, how yesterdays or pasts, the futures or tomorrows that come too slow or fast. It's only right now. It's only right now. It's only right now. Thanks, everyone. Turn it over to Carol.
So I got to switch hats here, but I'm going to stay here so that that's So I am your platform assistant today. And as Pete said, welcome. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to those who are new to Unity. Welcome to those who are new to Unity online. It's all good. So I have a little opening story in prayer. So this past week, I received an object lesson in affirming. I'm so used to expecting challenges, like all of us are, trying to prepare for them, sometimes blaming others for them, but it's up to me. It's up to each of us to decide how to approach a situation. We can see it as a challenge, believe that it will be a challenge, and lo and behold, it's a challenge. Or we can see it as an opportunity to change our approach. We can see it as going smoothly rather than as a hassle. We can see it the way we want it to be and affirm that it will be so. And lo and behold, it takes practice. Father, Mother, God, thank you for the power we have to create our own experiences, to choose each day, each moment, how we will approach life, and for your ever-present guidance in the direction of peace, insight, and understanding who we truly are, and the power we have as manifestations of your love. May we remember to use that power we have to affirm that which leads to our highest good. And so it is. Amen. Okay, and I believe our next thing is the mission statement. Yes. So say this together with me. Wait a minute. Let me take the mic out of here so I can see the screen. There we go. The mission of Unity Church in Albany is to awaken to and embrace the divine essence of all beings through prayer and service. And our vision statement? We celebrate oneness with Spirit and with the divine nature of all. Okay, so let's see what's going on at Unity. As usual, and this is ongoing and all the time, there is prayer support for you. Our prayer chaplains are always available by phone or by email, and Silent Unity is also always available 24/7 by phone or online. Prayer support. Weekly meetings. We have a weekly book study on Monday evenings at 7, and this right now the book is Unity, A Quest for Truth. On Tuesdays at noon, we have heart-to-heart sessions, and then the prayer chaplains have a Thursday prayer hour at 9 o'clock on Thursday mornings, prayer and fellowship. Live from Paris, courtesy of John Frederick, we have a Course in Miracles study group, Wednesdays at noon, and the links to everything is in the newsletter. Next Sunday, August 30th, our guest speaker will be Bethany Gagne. And so we are excited about her coming back and being our speaker next Sunday. And speaking of being excited, Garland Nelson and Azam Hamid will be our guest musicians on Sunday, September 6th. And it will still be 10 a.m. on that Sunday. It's the next Sunday that we shift to 11. I'm going to actually turn it over to Steve to talk about this class.
Thank you, Carol. Good morning, everyone, and happy Sunday. Here we are, another Sunday, a day of celebrating life and coming together to know that we are one with each other and on this journey that is just amazing, is it not? Well, we're having a new class coming up next month, and you see on the screen that the class is the 5 Principles, a Guide to Practical Spirituality by Reverend Ellen Davenport. It's one of the rather new, what I call an instant classic book in Unity. And we'll have 5 sessions in September, and starting September 2. And the link is in the newsletter. The book you can order online if you want to have a text. And we will be posting a few handouts on our website, and you'll read about it in a newsletter coming up. So that's the 5 Principles. A small group, and we'll have a lot of fun, and I invite you to join us on September 2 starting. And then we also have coming up, the next slide, coming up, we have Creating Our Future. Some of you may wonder what Hop Cough is all about. You know, we've hopped, and now we're going to cough. We're going to create our future. That's one way of looking at it. Did I really do that? So, creating our future is an emphasis that is really an outgrowth of the work that we've done in our previous sessions on in the past, creating our future. We focus more in many ways on the past. What are we celebrating from the past, and what are some of our unresolved and some issues that still need our attention. And as we have done all that, also at the emotional level, we've done some real deep work in letting go of the past, and in some situations of healing, and just getting ready, resetting, being in the here and now. And as we collectively look at the future, what you see on the screen is what we call the core values, vision, and mission. And we will be creating an intentional spiritual community. This is Saturday, 9 a.m. to noon. Everybody that ever has called Unity Church in Albany their home is welcome to it, whether you're a member or not. So you don't need to pre-register. It would be nice, and we'll have an opportunity for you to give us your names. But we'll do a lot of small group work, and we'll look at what are our essential core values here, and we'll move into creating what they are, and then also taking a look at what's already been created recently and may not need a lot of tweaking whatsoever, the vision and the mission of this beautiful place. And so there's a lot happening here, and there's even more coming up. In fact, Heather, our board president, is here, and she's going to come up and fill you in on some details.
Hello, everyone. You look different from up here. Anyway, first, before I start, I just want to say a special thank you to our musicians and to Terry Bailey, who has been an unbelievable source of technology whiz-kidness all summer, assisted by Sherry Warren from afar and other assistants. And Reverend Steve, thank you. So, first, I just want to say a big thank you from all of the board, from our hearts, for your continuing generosity of spirit and your kindness, your compassion, the way that you keep showing up in all different kinds of ways, whether it was for Hopkov or Zoom calls or for the impromptu gathering in the park a week or two ago that Dottie and Paul Freeman just spontaneously invited people to come to, or whether it's the way that you connect with one another over this time. We are just really grateful for you. Second, we are entering a really fantastic, juicy new chapter. As Steve mentioned, we went from hop, and now we're going into cough, but a good kind of cough. And creating our future is a multi-pronged process. And as we move into this next stage, the first step actually is going to be one that Steve and the board take this week, which is sending out a letter to Unity, UWM, to say we are ready now to initiate our minister search and to bring that person in. So that's the first step of this next chapter. So that's very exciting. And we also have some other evolutions happening. We are, with Sherry's and Terry's blessing and Roger's and Steve's blessing, bringing on a new AV person. Very talented person named Chris Guyan. Some of you may remember Dennis Guyan, who has played, it's bass for us, right? And harmonica and you name it, he's pretty much played it up in this platform as well as at St. Vincent's. Anyway, his son Chris is going to be joining us as an AV guru or whiz kid, which is going to help us bring the Sunday evening services back on probably for 2 times a month beginning in September, as well as to help us kind of up our game with regard to video and live streaming, because it looks as though we're going to be live streaming for a while, guys. So we just want to get better and better and better at this. So Chris Guyan is coming on to join the team and help lend his insights, and he'll be officially on board, I think, the first week in September. We are also expecting to increase Nina Forget's hours with us. She is going to free up more time, and that is such good news. So she and Roger and Steve will continue to work on the evolving duties of office admin, which have changed in this time of the sheltering and pandemic. And we're hoping, Nina, that you are going to love doing more social media, because that would make Roger's life a lot better. And we have also decided, as a board, we've discerned that we are going to extend Reverend Steve's contract for at least another 4 months. Now, it may be hard to believe, but 6 months have just about passed since we first signed on with Steve, what seems like a lifetime ago. And when Steve first signed on for this, we all assumed that we would be gathering in the sanctuary to meet and greet. And then, literally a week before the contract started, Steve was helping us figure out how to go remote. So it's been an incredible time of transition and new opportunities and reflection and discernment of who we are. And as we look back on it, it's been a very rich time, going from how to figure out who are we and how do we navigate these waters, to having a regular Sunday service with beautiful music coming across with better sound than ever before. And with, as Carol mentioned, all these different ways to meet up and share from our hearts with one another. And that's going to continue. So we've decided, as we negotiated with Steve, negotiated means we talked, okay, to extend his contract, that it also makes sense for him to relocate. So he will be doing his work with us from his home in Lee Summit, Missouri. Now, at first when I heard that, I felt a little pang, and then I thought, Heather, he works 99% of the time on Zoom, so it doesn't matter where he's coming from. And with Chris Guyan and Sherry and Terry, we are figuring out how to Zoom Steve in to the Sunday services. So he will continue to be woven in exactly the way he is now. And we have an incredibly juicy bunch of things that are coming up in the fall, all kinds of interesting programs, and I'll talk to you more about that. And Steve is still going to be leading the way on that as we move more deeply into our minister search. So that's really exciting news for us. And if any of you are feeling a little ping or pang that I did at first, feel free to call me or text me or email me, and I'll explain to you why it's actually better for all of us to have Steve in his own home and in his own office and in his own community. As any of you who have lived by yourselves through the sheltering knows, it can be a real challenge to get through it when you don't have somebody right there with you, and to not even be in your home or in your office or in surroundings where you know people and you can see them at least from afar and be physically distanced. It's really challenging, particularly as you go into winter months. So for all of you who are doing that, reach out to us. We'll reach out to you too, but we really understand, Steve, how it's really going to serve you and serve our ministry to have you back in Lee Summit. And the last thing I want to say about that is Steve is heading out on Tuesday morning of this week. So that may feel a little precipitous to you. At first, when we heard about it, we thought, oh, Tuesday morning. And then we realized, why not? Steve is going to be going to his 60th high school reunion this week anyway. So this was a week he was supposed to be gone, which is why Bethany is going to be here. And we realized, why hold off? Yes, go with the gods, head home, get yourself set up, and get yourself back up here soon. And Steve has even hinted that he may be flying back at some point during the fall to be here in person, whatever that means, because the mystery keeps unfolding. So I think I'm going to leave it at that for now and just say to all of you, I know some of you have never understood why we have an interim minister, and others of you have said, how can we possibly not have him until we have a new minister here? And how can we not have him in person? There may be questions that you have. I hope for most of you, you understand why having an interim minister is one of the best things we have done. We didn't do that in between Reverend Jim and Reverend Crystal, and we learned that it really is a very, very good thing to do. There are so many things that ministers do behind the scenes that as congregants we're not even aware of. And all you need to do is ask Roger Mock about what a difference it has made to have Reverend Steve here to understand why, from that perspective, it's been incredibly valuable to have an interim minister. And for all of us on the board who are navigating these waters, it has been so helpful to have somebody with years of experience in unity teachings, as well as A Course of Love and A Course in Miracles, to help remind us of who we are and how we travel together in unity through these times. So if you have any questions, feel free to call me, text me, or email me, and without having asked permission of my fellow board members, I'm going to suggest that you call, text, or email them too. And we have fellowship hour today at 11:30, so thank you, Steve. An even better time to ask questions. So thank you again. We love you, we thank you, and we behold the divine essence of every single one of you.
Thank you, Heather. I just want to do two things. One thing I forgot to do and let me remember to do is we want to thank Pat Wood for the beautiful plants that are here on the platform this morning. You're getting a round of applause, Pat. And also to thank you, as Heather said, for your continued support, donating via PayPal, sending in a check, whatever works for you, but we are grateful for your continued support. And now we have the daily word, which I'm reading off my phone, by the way, speaking of technology. So the daily word for today is inner peace. The peace of God fills my mind, my heart, and my life. Quiet moments in a fragrant garden, a stroll by a lake or stream, or a visit to any place of beauty inspires a deep awareness of peace. I also enjoy peace in the company of friends, those with whom I have easy camaraderie and deep bonds. Growing in spiritual awareness, I claim inner peace wherever I am. True inner peace comes from deep within me. If I'm feeling less than peaceful, I pause and breathe out worry, fear, and unhealthy concern. Giving my full attention to the divine presence within me, I breathe in a peace that soothes my emotions, calms my thoughts, and relaxes my body. As I continue to inhale peace and exhale concern, I move forward with renewed clarity and confidence. And from Isaiah chapter 26, verse 3, those of steadfast mind you keep in peace because they trust in you. Inner peace, the peace of God fills my mind, my heart, and my life.
Every mountain, God you are. Every ocean, God you are. Every canyon, every inch of earth and sky, God you are. Every morning, God you are. Every midnight, God you are. Every moment, every second of my life. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you. God you are, every sunrise, God you are, every moon glow, God you are. Every star shine, every inch of earth and sky, God you are. Every springtime, God you are. Every snowfall, God you are. Every season, every second of my life. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you. 'Cause you are the very breath I breathe. And your perfect love created me. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above,
Love that song. Everything is God. You get the suggestion when there's oneness that would suggest that there's nowhere where God is not. Well, what a concept. That's what we believe, and that's what we teach in Unity. And Unity Church in Albany embraces that clearly and boldly by saying we have a oneness statement that we believe in. And so right now, let's affirm our oneness statement that you know rather well. I believe if you've been here a while, and if you're new, well, here it is for you, together. The power of Christ's love now releases me from any sense of separation for it or others. There is only one presence and one power in my life and in the universe. That one is God the good, omnipotent. And so it is.
Spirit am I, free of all limits, safe and healed and whole. Spirit am I, free to forgive and free to save the world. Spirit am I, Spirit am I, free of all limits, safe and healed and whole. Spirit am I, free to forgive and free to save the world. Spirit am I, Spirit am I, Spirit am I, free of all limits, safe and healed and whole. Spirit am I, Spirit am I, free to forgive and free to save the world. Spirit am I, Spirit am I, Spirit am I, Spirit am I, Spirit am I.
Spirit am I. Okay, Spirit am I. Let us take a moment to go deeper into where we are in a spiritual place and allow the words and the music to take you wherever it goes. As we take a deep breath, we are moving to a space where we always know that there is only oneness, there is only Spirit. We take a few breaths and just really let go. There's a place within me right this moment. We may feel it, we may know it, we may see it. where there is no separation, where I am forever a part of what seems to be separate from me, and that is spirit. I'm safe, I'm healed, I'm whole. And yes, I am free to save the world. Will I really embrace what I have been given, my identity? Free to save the world that I know, and free to open to the world that is love. With another breath, as I stay focused as I am right now with awareness of my light, of who I am, I move into a silence that is rich with power and possibility and all that is. In the silence, I rest. In the silence. As I gently return my awareness to my space, and notice what my breath does. Breathing is another symbol of beingness. I see myself as light. And if I am light, then the world is also light. Sometimes we believe it's only for a few, or for a few moments in our lives where we know that we are one and know that all is well. And yet in our hearts, deeply we know that we are pioneers to a world that is being transformed in this very moment. And our essence is absolutely necessary. We are grace-filled, and we give thanks. We give thanks. Well, where did you go in this time of meditation? Where have you been, sweet spirit, we might say? What's going on in our life? I mean, hell, this planet is calling for love. And I'm calling for my... We are aware of a relentless stream, unending stream of truth flowing into you. Perhaps you saw and felt a light within you, and you saw it in others. What is it? What is it? What is up for you right now? What is up for this planet? The theme for this morning is to be aware of and making a decision to open to, and I would even add the word embrace, the relentless stream of truth. And here's a beautiful image. I've always loved this part of Matthew 17 where Jesus took some of his buddies, apostles, and up and to the mountains, and he was transfigured before them. His face shone like the sun, and his garments became white as light. Isn't that awesome? Isn't that beautiful? There's a possibility that whatever is happening, that we know that is also true for us. Jesus did say, the works that he has done, you shall do, and greater works than these shall you do. And so we do this knowing that as we go to a place within us, we know that all is well. The world needs the Christ consciousness. I'm trying to get my place. The world needs the Christ consciousness that we have as us and through us. Excuse me, folks. This is not working for me. I don't know what's going on here. Charles Furlong in the Atom Smashing Power of Mind, that was a book that was stunning at the time it was written, even before the atomic age. That the world needs the Christ consciousness. The world implies that the attainment is near at hand, he said. There are men and women who gaze up into the heavens for Christ, and as they do, they did with the early disciples, instead of looking within their own heart and mind. And so when we hear about love, we wonder. It's so ingrained in our consciousness at some level that Jesus the Christ and other masters were the only ones who really have this. And I had a moment of incredible light watching Joe Biden's acceptance speech. Now, before you get onto a rant about don't bring politics into unity, I want to go back to George Bush. And what I remember, in some ways more than anything, is when it was said the story of the many points of light on the planet. And that was a visual for me. He's not the only one that said that. Joe Biden is not the only one that has shared with us what he shared in his acceptance speech. What was powerful for me, beyond anything else, was here we have a platform that is now what Mary Ann Williamson and others have been calling for a long time. Let's talk about and let's be real about love at all levels of our existence. Course of Love, the next slide please. Course of Love says, these calls go out from love to love. It is not the words of your mouth that will be heard or the language of your mind that will be responded to. It is the love within your heart that will sound the call. So I might suggest that having a presidential candidate talk about love and about the need for love and about using the word love several times and the concept of peace and spirituality, I would say, it's a call that comes out from love. Joe Biden is a child of God, as are you and I, as is everybody on the planet. And it's not our words that will be heard or the language of our mind that will be responded to. It is the love. And so at the level of consciousness, it's already been created for us. We don't need to do this. But look what's happening. I have a sense that my experience of the rest of this political campaign is going to be very much transformed by what I've heard, a call to me to awaken to love's presence. And the next slide, you are as pioneers to this new world. Its mere existence will attract others, and each will find the place of emission is their willingness to leave the old behind. And so could it be that, we've been talking about some major breakthroughs are on its way to planet Earth. Could it be that here's one more sign? Who knew? We'll be hearing this in the campaign. Who knew in our life, in your life, there's something been happening right now that we are aware of. There is another way of experiencing our life on this planet, rather than doubt and worry and fear and wondering what's happening. You know, I wondered, you haven't seen me on a Sunday here in jeans. As I realized that my dress pants are on their way to Missouri, I said, well, hell, I can wear what I want to wear. So it feels good. I mean, lots of ministers do this anyway, wearing jeans, some of them trying to dress down to appeal to the millennials. Well, at my age, I don't do that anymore. But anyway, so it is. So what is it that doesn't go the way that you expected? And all of a sudden you're finding that like Corona time, like George Floyd time, like everything that's up right now is calling us for another look. Could it be that the price of admission is our willingness to leave the old behind? So as we are tuned into whatever it is that gets us into fear really quickly, really instantly, that is one way of looking at it is that is the old, and I'm choosing to leave myself behind if I'm not willing to step up and to take some actions. So there's some spirit in action this week. Unity is known as positive, practical Christian spirituality, so here we go. Ask yourself, this is what is so powerful from A Course in Miracles. Where would you have me go? What would you have me do? What would you have me say and to whom? So how often are we not willing to say in the midst of an unknown, in the midst of pain and anger and fear or anything, why won't we ask questions that are open, and that by their very statement, if we pay attention, we will have some answers and some guidance. And the answers will usually come instantly or in ways that we can't possibly forget. And so when I said ask yourself, what's the capital S in self? That yourself is your Christ self. So I don't need to ask your ego for directions. It doesn't need any invitations. It's already elbowed God out. So asking my Christ self, I asked my Christ self, okay, where would you have me go? What would you have me do? And what would you have me say? I just say this all the time. And guidance as to what is mine to do. And so it's inquiring within, with paying attention, with the willingness to listen, rather than thinking we have to plan it out or we have to convince others of our opinion or whatever it might be. And so the next spirit in action step is become the observer rather than the decision maker. The decision maker rarely will sometimes ask questions that we just talked about. We are not only the decision maker at the level of spirit, but we can also be the observer. You've heard me say many times introducing in some of my lessons and whatever's, that it's important to just watch yourself as an observer and see yourself going through this moment. And so, for example, let's say you're driving your car and your mind's going a mile a minute about whatever the latest drama thing is, and what would you do if you moved into your observer self? The observer self might say, well, I see Steve is driving his car. He's got his hands on the wheel. He just turned down the radio, turned it on. He's thinking about Steve is doing this, Steve is doing that. And I'm walking down the street. Steve is seeing a shadow over here. Steve is looking at the trees. Just being aware of naming, you're observing. How about observing without judgment? Without judgment. Affirm the unlimited stream of truth that is in you. So you're finding yourself stuck. You're finding yourself worried. You're finding yourself wondering, we heard this morning Minister Search is going to be starting sometime soon. Yay, we're going to have a Savior come. Well, guess what? No one saves you. Not even a minister. Especially not a minister. What is inside you will save you. What is your perception of what is out there will save you. What we know is we can consciously distance ourselves from the drama as opposed to wading into it one more time. And in some ways, that's what's happening, I think, on this planet. And with our racial situation and social justice, that people are in some ways consciously choosing to say, I'm distancing myself from the drama of this. I hear the call for healing. I hear the call for help. I hear the call for shift in perception. I am willing to do my part, as opposed to not. And then Spirit in Action this week. Don't you love it? I come up here and suggest all kinds of action steps that you can take. Well, this is for me. What you don't realize sometimes is a lot of ministers aren't aware of it, or we won't admit it, that whatever I say is more about me, probably, or at least as much about me as it is about anyone on the planet. Because this is up for me big time. So the next one, isn't there one more? Okay. Make every encounter a holy encounter throughout the day. Observe yourself seeing and embracing the light within all. Take action on your intuitive thoughts and feelings. In the 70s, I taught a class called The Art of the Brief Encounter. Micro-counseling, it was called. And because I'd gotten into counseling, and it was really cool. It was really wonderful. I loved it. And what I didn't, at the time, I wasn't consciously aware of me being spiritual or of spirituality. I was very consciously aware of relationships and so on, so I wasn't in some ways anywhere where I am now. But the art of the brief encounter. One thing I learned, this didn't exclude anyone. And as I began to work with veterans and so on, in their healing from PTSD, veterans and first responders, they have one of their core principles is unconditional positive regard for everyone. So, we've heard this before, but as you go about, can you this week commit to, when you see someone, you may not even acknowledge their presence. Some of us go through most of our life not ever really acknowledge strangers on the street that we walk past or whatever. We just don't do that because sometimes it's cultural, sometimes it's just we declare that we're shy, I don't know them, or it's fear, or whatever it is. But I believe it's more of a habit than anything. It's the lack of awareness. So spiritual principles would say, we are one. Spiritual principles would say, this is a child of God coming this way, and I'm going to just say hi and walk on. That's what I do. And so that was a beginning for me and people of saying that even in the checkout line, wherever you may be there, you can make a difference in someone's life, a huge difference, by seeing it as a holy encounter. Now, are you going to go up to everybody? We don't proselytize in unity. I've thought about it, but it feels good sometimes. We don't do it. We're going to go up and say, hey, I see the holiness in you. Namaste. We don't say it. Quite often, we don't even think it, because maybe it's a habit. Maybe we aren't used to it. Maybe it's a belief. Oh, maybe it's a belief that I have. This stubborn belief in separation. Could it be that I don't want to see the holiness in someone else? A person of color, a policeman, a policewoman, a president, your current or ex-spouse, or whatever. Observe yourself seeing and embracing the light within them all. Notice, as you observe yourself, how you're feeling. Usually there's a shift. Perhaps you say namaste silently to yourself, but to them as you see them. Take action on your intuitive thoughts and feelings. So, what's the action for you? And furthermore, to what degree are you really aware of your intuition? And sometimes they would say, intuition, oh, that's just when there's a coincidence. I thought it was going to happen. Well, that could be it. As you stay attuned to naturally inquiring within around what am I to do, how am I to serve, you'll have intuition of a message for you. And so my lesson in life is, one of them is, I pay attention to intuition. I don't dismiss it. I don't necessarily run out and share it with the entire world either. I may say, this sounds like it's something for me to dive deeper into, to open to possibility. So I was showing the lyrics again of this beautiful song. It does some way summarize a lot of what we're talking about, and that is, we are spirit. Spirit am I, free of all limits. Safe and healed and whole. Spirit am I, free to change, free to forgive the world, and free to save the world. Spirit am I. What I'd like to do is take this one part at a time and have you say it aloud wherever you are, and pay attention, observe yourself as you're saying these words. Visualize and affirm. And you may have, when you say the words, you may have something come to your heart and your mind. You may see something, you may feel something. You're going to take these slowly, twice. Say it normal voice, and the second time, say it softly. And we'll do each one twice like that. We'll start with the first one, together. Spirit am I, free of all limits. Pause. One more time. Spirit am I, free of all limits. Together. Safe and healed and whole. Pause. Together. Safe and healed and whole. Together. Spirit am I, free to forgive. Pause. Together. Spirit am I, free to forgive and free to save the world. One more time. Spirit am I, free to forgive and free to save the world. One more time. Spirit am I. Spirit am I. And you see yourself, you know yourself, you feel the truth of this statement of who you are. There is a relentless stream of spiritual truth. And you're it. How cool is that? God bless you.
voices in my head. I am not the pieces of the brokenness inside. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am light. any of the things that cause me pain. I am not the pieces of the dream I left behind. I am light. 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 I am not the color of my eyes. I am not the skin on the outside. I am not my age. I am not my race. My soul inside is all light. It's all light. I am 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 divinity defined. I am the God on the inside. I am a star, a piece of it all. I am light.
Beautiful. You truly are the light. And in speaking of light, we're about to go into our part of our service where we talk about giving. We're giving and receiving our one, and about money. And you know, what we do know, what I've learned over the years, is my thoughts about money, in my consciousness, my feelings about money have an impact. And so as we give, one of the things that I suggest, that we suggest all the time, is we do so with a place of love. And we bless ourselves and everything. We focus on truly who we are. With a relentless stream of truth within us, we know that there is only love. And so as we hold our offering in our hand, or we think about what we've already given or that we will give, we say our offering statement. You see it on your screen together. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. We are blessed to know that Spirit is our source. Thank you, Father, Mother, God. And so it is. Amen.
When I was a kid, each week, on Sunday we would go to church, pay attention to the priest. He would read the holy word and consecrate the holy bread, and everyone would kneel and bow. Today the only difference is everything is holy now.
Everything is holy now. Everything is holy now.
When I was in Sunday school, we would learn about the time Moses split the sea in two.
Jesus made the water wine.
I remember feeling sad that miracles don't happen still. But now I can't keep track, 'cause everything's a miracle.
Everything everything's a miracle. Everything, everything, everything's a miracle. Wine from water is not so small. Really let a magic trick. Is there anything is here at all? So the challenging thing becomes not to look for miracles, but finding where there isn't one.
When holy water was rare at best, it barely wet my fingertips. But now I have to hold my breath like I'm swimming in a sea of it. There used to be a world half there, heaven's second-rate hand-me-down. I'm working with a reverent dad, 'cause everything is holy now. Everything, everything, everything is holy now. Everything, everything, everything is holy now. Read a questioning child's face and say it's not a testament. That'd be very hard to say. See another new morning come and say it's not a sacrament. I tell you that it can't be done. That morning outside I stood and saw a little red-winged bird shining like a burning bush, singing like a scripture verse. It made me want to bow my head. I remember when church let out how things have changed since then. Everything is holy now. It used to be a world half there, heaven's second-rate hand-me-down. But I walk it with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now. Everything, everything, 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 everything is holy now.
Okay. All right. Well, on the slides, can we get to the... So, you see on us, what we've been doing, we visualize youth right here with us right now. And we visualize on this planet there's youth and of all ages that we love and we appreciate and we support. We have them in our own families. And so we believe in the power of visualization, the power of affirmation. And so as we affirm the youth of the world, we also know that they will be showing up here. And so we have a blessing that we say for our youth. We say it first to them, and then we pause for a moment because we'll hear an invisible response from youth that are with us as we say our blessing together.
God loves you and accepts you just the way you are. And I love you and accept you just the way you are. I behold the Christ you are.
Your turn.
on the mic.
I want to thank, I guess the battery, did I put dead batteries back in this? I don't know. I bet that's what I did. Who knows? Anyway, I want to thank the music team. I mean, you're awesome. All of you are awesome. Yes, yes, yes. And thank you, Heather, for being here. And Terry, you are indescribably wonderful. And thank you for your heart and what you give to all of us. And so we now have our prayer for protection.
And before we do that, I just want to just say Godspeed to you and blessings on your way. And I was thinking during meditation that, yes, we say this for all of us, but a little more, maybe send it a little bit more Steve's way as he goes forward. The light of God surrounds us.
The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Amen. Amen.
This seems a fitting song for today's news. It's actually May the Longtime Son. Terry, do you have that? Do you have May the Longtime Son? Okay.
Oh,
That's all right.
you'll just have to listen then.
That's right.
The words are, may the longtime sun shine upon you, all love surround you. And there's more words, but
You'll hear them.
they'll trickle through the sound waves. Here we go.